a parable about the need to pray continually and never lose heart. There was a judge in a certain town, he said, who had neither fear of God nor respect for man. In the same town, there was a widow who kept on coming to him and saying, I want justice from you against my enemy. For a long time he refused, but at last he said to himself, maybe I have neither fear of God nor respect for man, but since she keeps pestering me, I must give this widow her just rights, or she will persist in coming and worry me to death. And the Lord said, you notice what the unjust judge has to say. Now will not God see justice done to his chosen, who cry to him day and night, even when he delays to help them? I promise you, he will see justice done to them, and done speedily. But when the Son of Man comes, will he find any faith on earth? The good news for we Master Jesus Christ.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
So, my dear friends, just a few words from the readings of today and from this visit here to Konene. Normally, we come to visit our brothers, our missionaries, all over Uganda, all over Cameroon. I've already visited them in Mamfe, in Kembong, this week actually. And today we come to this place and move on to Fundong and Bamenda and Kumbo diocese. The reason for visitation is to be with our missionaries, encourage them in their work, encourage them in what they were called to do. The basic thing, the basic call being to be witnesses to the gospel that we have just heard, the person of Jesus Christ. That is the basic, and that is the most important. Pope Francis tells us to do it with joy. So when we talk about Jesus, when we talk about the gospel, we must smile. Yeah? But some people don't smile. They're not fresh. They don't have joy in them. Now, you danced all the way to here from down. Very good. But you must keep dancing every day. Not just today for a visitor or visitors. You must dance every day the joy of the gospel. And that is what is the witness. That is bringing Christ closer to his people. This year we come in November, not in January as we normally do, because this year we celebrate the 100 years of our Mill Hill missionaries working in this part of Cameroon. So in 1922 they landed at Buya, and then for the next 100 years they witnessed. And now you have a diocese of Mamfe, you have a diocese of Kumbo, a diocese of Kumba, you have the archdiocese, of course, of Bamenda itself. So, and Buya, of course. So, that is the legacy that these missionaries have left. That is the centenary that we celebrate. But the centenary that we celebrate is not just for today. Next Friday, I think, isn't it? On the 18th, we will celebrate dancing and singing and eating and drinking. We will celebrate in Bamenda with everybody who comes. But our centenary mustn't end on the 18th. The centenary must continue every day as we continue to build on our relationship with the person of Jesus Christ, as we continue to witness to the gospel. And we will do that. So here, when I came first, on my very first visit to Cameroon in 2006, so I came to Cameroon in 2006, my first visit, I was a missionary myself in Uganda, where this tall man comes from, this long, long man. I was a missionary in his country. Then I was recalled. I was asked to come home, so I came home, and they never let me go back again, but maybe one day. However, I came here in 2006. The parish was based then, we only visited Fundong. That was it. Fundong. And there you had Father Abner. Remember Father Abner? Yes. Yeah, I'm here, he's there. I think Father Dominic was also staying there at some time. And then Father Jerry Doyle, my tribesman from my same tribe. And we were together. And since then, the next safari, we went to Fonfuka. And that was another mission. So there you had Father Vuni. Father Vuni also from, I was going to say our country, from Uganda. Now he was working as a missionary in where? Mamfe. He worked with that priest, that young man who was murdered, Father Ondari Cosmas, who died in 2018. So he's working there in a very difficult situation, as you are here. But we came back this year, that time as well, we came to Ilum. We never came to Konene. We never came to the people here. Ojongo, is it Ojongo? Konene. And the people? Boom. Boom. That's the name I had in my head. Boom. So the church continues to grow. The church continues to witness. And it continues to draw people to the person of Jesus Christ, as I've said, encounter. So our centenary is celebrating that. Our centenary is celebrating the many people who welcomed us missionaries 100 years ago. So sometimes the centenary may be congratulating Mill Hill. Well done, Mill Hill. Thank you, Mill Hill. Good, Mill Hill. But it's not just all Mill Hill. We would never have established the gospel amongst you, with you, unless you were open to receive it. And that's what you did. You said, welcome. We are ready. And so the church grew and continues to grow. So what I'm saying is, our centenary is a very special day, but it mustn't end on the 18th of November. It has to continue in your schools, in your families, in your homes, in the chapels here, and also when you're sitting outside. If you're drinking some palm wine, or you're drinking a bottle of beer, or you're eating some chicken or whatever you eat here, or fufu, whatever it is, witness then as well. Don't say, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, I can only do it in the chapel. We must do it outside. So that's one message. Two message, our missionaries, many of them are very old. Who built this church? Who built this church? Who built it? I didn't hear that. Patrick who? Very good. Very good. So already you can see how your own sons are answering the call to the gospel. So they're helping you to grow. In our Mill Hill Society, in the late 90s, let's say, we also began to accept candidates, young men who felt they were born here in Cameroon, born in Kumbo, in Kumba, in Buya, in Bamenda, Mamfe, but they wanted to what? Become missionaries as well. They wanted to become missionaries. And that was at a time when we were declining in numbers. There were old missionaries, white hair, some white hair, and they were dying out. So we thought the chapter, the book, was closing. But this one had other ideas. When we thought we were down to nothing, God was up to something. I like to tell people that. The something God was up to was encouraging us to accept young men to become missionaries like us. They would leave home and they would go out. They would go out all over the world to be missionaries. And so, you can see them. They're young, I am 20 years older than the oldest one. That's Munu. Munu you're 20 years younger than me, I think. So they are young. They're full of life. So he was a missionary in Kenya. Father Bruno, who is his first visit here today. His first visit, I think, isn't it? Stand up because they can't see you. Father Bruno is from Uganda, where I was a missionary, and he's taller than me, But he is now your priest. A priest for the parish of Ilum. So, and next year, God willing, we've asked another priest to come. So a third one. So we will have three. And then you have Munu, of course. You know him, don't you? And then at the end, he better give you Pafe. He is the young man who is on the journey. We're all on a journey, by the way. But he's on the journey towards making a final commitment to Mill Hill. And he's gaining that experience from among the peoples here of this area, so this parish. So, support them. I don't mean always with this. This is one way of supporting them. But support them with your words. Support them with your kindness. Support them with your generosity. Give them time. And just as my counsel, I've got a counsel myself, and they tell me sometimes, Father Michael, take it slowly, do it differently, And I say, you're telling me? And I accept what they say. So sometimes we have to help our brothers as well to do things together with us. I know that you've got a beautiful church here. This is a very nice church. And I do know that in the future, that probably you will become a parish. Probably. But that's up to I cannot say that. That's up to the man with the copira, the man, Archbishop Nkea. But I would hope that if you continue to support, continue to be together, continue to work together, and show people that you can do it. Because we don't want everything coming in from outside, Because we have a lot of talent inside. We have a lot of people inside in this area, in this country, in this region, in this diocese. And if you work together, the church can grow. And maybe not just in bricks and mortar, but already you have set a very good foundation. So my prayer this morning is, one, be open to encounter the person of Christ. Support our people when they ask for that support. Be with them, dance with them, cry with them, laugh with them, whatever. So sometimes we have sad occasions in our lives. People die or people are killed. So we must cry. Sometimes we have marriage. Sometimes we have other things. We must dance, be happy. But the most important thing is all the time we are Christians. all the time. In the gospel this morning, we heard very clearly justice. So it's not we're taking this side or we're taking that side, but we're standing for justice and peace. So my prayer is justice and peace for the people of this area. Thank you very much.